Hey y'all, how's it going? Dana with Sullivan Family Homestead here. Thursday, November 30th. It is almost the end of the year already. Holy mackerel. And Dana with Sullivan Family hold on, here. I've got feedback. Woo, there we go. Sorry about that. Hey, how's it going? Melissa, got wonderful blessed life here. Hope's Homestead, Miss Robin. How y'all doing? So today is busy Thursday. Crazy busy, actually, as always. But seems like the closer we're getting to the holidays, the crazier it is too. So, what did I break, Tim? How's it going? So, Tim, have you figured out where you're going to be putting your loofah at? Are you going to plant all 10 of them? 12 of them. 12 of them. Oh my gosh, Robin, that stuff was crazy. Excuse me. Y'all, I am nursing a cold like nobody's business. I've got drinks here. I've got oils here. So, how's everybody doing? Good? Better than me? So, give it just a minute or so. We got 7 people in here. Hot dog. I just got back from my card class, and so running like a chicken with my head cut off. John has strep, and you're pretty sure you're catching it. Oh, uck. I'm so sorry, girl. I'm so sorry. Ugh. Cinnamon whiskey? Yes, please. Yes, please. Oh, man. My throat is scratchy. My voice is weird. You know, I can feel the tightness down there. It's crazy. I've been coughing up a lung. You know, Matthew gets absolutely no sleep at night because I'm coughing and hacking. Hey, Pia's here. How's it going? So, yeah, I'm going to have to get a hold of some of that. I've got some stuff in the cabinet I could use. But I've been coughing so much now, my throat's raw, so it'll burn like a bugger going down. I guarantee it. So, anywho's, I don't have a whole lot of new stuff to report this week. The weather is cooling off, and the animals are still kicking. We had turned out some of the chickens that I got from that gal. We had turned them out to free range the other day, and a neighborhood cat got a hold of one of them and clawed him up a little bit. He's okay, but kind of roughed him up a little, and we had to move him to a separate little cage by himself for a while. So we're thinking that we're going to go ahead and integrate those ones in with the big coop with the other girls, but I didn't really want to. I wanted to keep them separate, but I don't know, Tim. I really and truly, I didn't even think that it would be an issue. This cat is, I don't know if he's feral, but we've seen him around the property quite a bit, and he seems to be, doesn't really pay attention to the chickens any other time. And, I mean, he would kind of travel through the yard and, I don't know, looking for mice or whatever, but he never bothered anything before. But they weren't out before either, so I don't know. I guess maybe one of them started to take off running away from him, and that caused the chase. I don't know. I mean, like I said, the cat didn't really mess him up too bad. He just kind of like punctured him when he got a hold of him or something. So I don't know what he was thinking, but anyway, and I haven't seen him back again since either. I've been keeping an eye out, but if I see him again, I may have to just take care of him, because if he's going to come around and bother the animals, then that's a no-go. So I don't know if you guys remember the husky that I complained about last year, the one that kept trying to get to my rabbits and had literally like scratched the rabbit hutch all to heck. I mean, tore chunks of wood out of it and everything. Excuse me. That dog disappeared. And, you know, it was gone for a while. And then those same folks got a new dog. It's this black and white. I don't know. It looks kind of like I don't know, a pit mix maybe. And, hey, Harmony, how's it going? I don't know, it looks like some kind of a pit mix. It's black and white. It's actually kind of cute, but it keeps coming into the yard. And, you know, if an animal comes into the property and it's just passing through, so to speak, I don't really care so much because it's there, but I do care that it could bring diseases or, you know, worms or whatever, cruddies or whatever. And I don't want it to be leaving that kind of stuff, you know. So, I mean, we keep our dogs on our property. We don't let them roam. And, you know, if these people aren't keeping their dog put away, then kind of makes me feel like they probably don't keep up with it either. So, you know, it could have all sorts of things going on with it and bring it into the yard. So, and it wouldn't matter so much. But then our dogs are out in the yard. And so is it going to bring, you know, some kind of bacteria or disease or worms or whatever that our dogs are going to pick up? So, you know, I don't want it to come through the yard. But this dog doesn't mess with anything. It has come into the yard, and I have looked out the window. I've got a window right here. And this window looks out over the front of the property. And so I can see the garden, I can see the greenhouse, I can see the chicken coop and the run. If I look out this window, I can see the goats lot, the ducks, the horse lot, and the whole rest of the front of the property. And I've caught it out of the corner of my eye over here. And like it looks at something over by the garden, and whatever it is really intent on it. I mean, like, man, there's something over there that just really smells good, because she'll stay there for, gosh, 10 minutes, 15 minutes smelling it. And then she walks around and goes over like, I don't know, 10, 15 foot from the chicken run, checks them out, and okay, and then keeps wandering. And a couple days ago, she came through, literally cut across the front of the property where the garden is, come across to the driveway, and then just truck down the driveway off the property like, hey, just passing through, you know, like whatever. So, you know, I mean, and I've seen her in the backyard where the other chicken coop is, and she's gone over there, she sniffed it a little and then kept running. Like, she doesn't care at all. She doesn't try to get at them, she doesn't try to bother them, doesn't try to mess with anything. She's just checking it out and then on her way. But like I said, and yeah, PS says it too, fleas carry bad stuff. Like, I don't want whatever kind of stuff that she could be carrying along with her. I don't want that on the property. And I never thought about stuff like that before, you know? I never thought about a dog wandering through the neighborhood being an issue until we're actually having to worry about livestock and parasites and, you know, crazy stuff like that. I never thought about that before I had all these animals. So, hey, Bonterre, how's it going? Suburban's in the house. What are you talking about? Who? Oh, this is a black and white dog. It actually belongs to the people behind us, the ones that used to have that husky that used to try to tear up our rabbit hutch to get to the rabbits. But I mean, she doesn't mess with anything. I feel bad for not wanting her around, she's like super sweet looking, you know, she doesn't mess with a thing. But I just don't want her, you know, if she's running loose, then she's getting into stuff or going through places where there might be stuff. And I just don't want her bringing that crap through my property. That's all. So I don't know how, you know, I don't know, whatever. Throw out a little food with a flea pill in it. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, but you know, that's only going to get rid of them temporarily. She'll bring it back. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, how do you deal with it? You know, I don't want to be the jerk and be like, hey, keep your stupid dog at home, even though you should. But, you know, like I said, she doesn't mess with anything. She's really cute. She's super sweet. But, you know, she's going to bring fleas or whatever. So I don't know. Uh, we did have a nice Thanksgiving. Yes, thank you for asking. I hope yours was good too. We do what's called an orphan. We call it an orphan holiday. You know, we're out here pretty much by ourselves, and I mean, we've got some nice friends out here, but you know, our friends all have their families and whatnot, and so they go and do their holidays or, you know, dinner with their families and stuff like that. And so we're kind of by ourselves. And so when I was working at the grocery store in the bakery, I had noticed that there were a couple of employees that didn't have family or for whatever reason or another, you know, were going to be by themselves. And so we had invited them over to our house, and this was 4 years ago. Had invited them over to our house for Thanksgiving, and then turned around and invited them over to our house again for Christmas, and it just kind of stuck. So now every year we do a little get together at our place, and you know, we make most of the stuff, and then whoever's coming usually brings a little bit here and there, you know, to kind of add to the dinner or whatnot. So it was nice, and there were several of us, and I think there's going to be probably 7 or 8 of us for Christmas too. So it's kind of nice. Hey, Miss Vicky, how's it going? Yeah, Pia, I agree with you. I feel like if I'm being responsible for my pets, then surely other people could too. I mean, I would really hate to see her get hurt, you know? Goodness, I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would be more worried about the fact that she could get hurt, get run over by a car, or, you know, get shot by somebody who doesn't care and doesn't want to worry about it or whatever, you know? I don't know. I just wouldn't want my dog to be running loose and run the risk of it getting hurt, especially a dog as sweet as her. But I already know these people do not care. And I really wish that there was such a thing as like a 3 strikes law for pet owners. You know, like you get called on a couple of times and that's it. You can't have pets anymore. But anyway. Um, Wonderful Blessed Life asks, so what all is in your Christmas gift basket? Okay, I gotta tell you guys this. So we have this laundry basket, and it's just a laundry basket, you know, like one of those rectangular ones. And I've run some really pretty Christmas ribbon through the center of it and tied a nice little bow on the front. And every year that basket gets put under the tree. And we do a 25 days of Christmas. And, you know, I've mentioned this on Facebook and other places, but, you know, Christmas is wonderful for getting together with your family and friends, for you know, being kind to people and being giving to people, even though we should do those things all year long. But it's wonderful season. It's, you know, it's being thankful for everything. It's all the religious stuff, what you believe in or whatever. You know, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. It's a wonderful time. But what kills me is people going into debt, robbing Peter to pay Paul, you know, taking out loans that they can't afford or shouldn't do anyway, to spend insane amounts of money on their kids or family for Christmas gifts that they don't really need. You know, it's incredibly frivolous, you know, and And it's one thing if you can't afford it, and you know everybody wants to do nice things for their friends and family. It's wonderful to want to do things, but don't do it to the point where it puts you in a bad spot. So, and when the girls were little, when my oldest girls were little, you know, we wanted to make sure that they knew that Christmas wasn't necessarily about how much you got, how big of things you could get, how expensive or extravagant your gifts. We wanted them to know and understand that it's about giving, not about getting. And so we came up with this laundry basket, this 25 days of Christmas. The 25 days of Christmas gifts are things that may or may not be um, items with a particular family member in mind. Most of them are things that are for the house and home. So, like cleaning supplies, for example, or batteries, because you know the remote controls use batteries and the cameras use batteries, and you know the girls' toys use batteries. So you know maybe there'll be batteries, maybe there'll be cleaning supplies, maybe there'll be dog treats, maybe there'll be a box of chocolate covered cherries for everybody to share. Usually everything that's in the basket comes from the Dollar Tree. So we're spending 25, maybe 30, $35 on the whole basket. You know, super inexpensive things is the point. Um, and things that are for the family as a whole, not necessarily, you know, one particular person. So now, occasionally, we have bought like a movie that came out at Christmas time that the whole family could enjoy. I mean, occasionally we've been able to splurge a little bit on other things, you know, but most of the things come from the dollar store or are things that we need for the house and home. So, you know, it's a point of things that are useful and practical, not necessarily splurging on crazy things. What it does is that, first of all, everybody takes a turn opening gifts. So for the five of us, you know, every fifth day you get to open something. And then it's things for the house. So it's not something that's going to pile up in somebody's bedroom. It's useful things that are necessary for the home. So it gets people in the idea of sharing and being practical and useful. And then it also kind of helps buffer the whole not needing to have 50 things under the tree because you're still opening a lot of things. So it kind of helps with the kids, especially when they were little. It kind of helped with that whole, well, you didn't just have a couple of items, you know, you got to open a bunch of things. So it kind of helped with that a little bit too. Like, you know, I mean, kids are kids, and sometimes this whole, well, you know, if you only have two things under the tree and they're small things, you kind of feel like gypped. And I know that's all material and commercial, but you know, little kids still think that way a little bit. So this kind of helps curb that, and it helps get them in the idea of, you know, sharing and giving and things like that, because it's not just about what you get. So the basket is something that we've been doing for, do I have to say 16, 17 years now? 17 years now, since Shiloh was just a couple of years. So, you know, we've been doing it for a long time. This is a tradition now. And every year the girls look for it, like, where's the basket? And when we start putting out Christmas decorations, the basket is with them. And everyone knows the basket. Everybody gets excited about it. And now that they're getting older, they help contribute things to the basket also. And so that's the really cool part, you know? So we really like the basket. And it's something that, you know, our oldest girl is 20. She'll be 21 in June. So 20 and a half almost. And I really hope that maybe this is a tradition that she will start doing with her kids too, eventually. Not too soon. So, you are so hilarious, Tim. I'm not going to call you Santa. Vicky says, coal works for me. It's free heat. Yes, yes, yes. Pia, I have a whole front property full of pine. You come and get it. But anyway, so that's the thing with the 25 days of Christmas basket. And so we actually are a little bit behind on it this year. I haven't got everything in it yet. We're supposed to open the first thing tomorrow, and I don't have it all yet. So I'll be going into town tomorrow to run some errands, so I'm going to pick up the last few things. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah, I know. Oops. Melissa, you know, your kiddos are small. One of the things that our girls really liked in the basket was when we had some of the little Christmas books too. So, you know, maybe you could put some of those in there. Or like, I don't know, you know, little candies. A box of candy canes or something like that. We've done that several times. And everybody gets to benefit from that. So, you know, there's what, 8 or 10 candy canes in a box. So yeah, exactly. Puzzles, coloring books, crayons, bubbles. We've done bubbles before. Hey Daryl, how's it going? 2 family homesteads in the house. Yeah, candy canes are really good because there's a whole bunch in the package. Hey Miss Nina, how's it going? Southern Ark Homestead's here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. So yeah, anyway, you can come up with all sorts of good things, Melissa. I know you will. And the kids are going to absolutely love it. So hey Pickers, how's it going? So are you guys getting ready for Christmas? Since we're talking about Christmas, we might as well. We're getting about as ready as we're going to be. This year's really slim, but you know, we really don't need much. So, you know, we have everything we actually need. Wonderful Blessed Life is off Monday to a neuro for a consult. Hope everything's okay. Suburban says, I don't bother anymore. My only child is grown, not much family to speak of. I just write a check and I'm done. Yeah. You know, I understand that. We, you know, with Shyler and Casey both out of the house and away from home, neither one of them are going to be home for Christmas. Last year was the first year that it was just Hannah here, and I'll admit it was really rough. You know, it's a big change. And I have a really big family. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and I have the second smallest number of children out of all 5 of us. So my baby brother just has 1, but he just got started basically. I have 3, and then everybody else has 4 or more. So, you know, I come from a huge family. And when we moved out here, that was the hardest thing to get used to, was especially with the holidays, you know, was getting used to doing all of this stuff without all the family there, you know, mom and the kids and all their kids, and, you know, people going crazy, like crazy. So, hey, Foxy, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you tell Mr. Ben thank you. So, yeah, we did put a tree up this year. We put our tree up every year. Regardless of everything, I think that that a good share of our Christmas budget actually goes to the Christmas lights. I don't mean buying new lights, but paying the electric bill. the electric bill probably goes up an extra $20 or something over the course of December and January for Christmas lights, which doesn't seem like much. I mean, it's $20, but when you're on a budget, it's kind of a lot. But, you know, when we were kids, there was a lot of us, and money was really tight. And so we would get in the car and in our jammies usually, and we would listen to Christmas music and go tootle around neighborhoods looking at Christmas lights. And that was like the biggest thing, and it was so much fun, you know. And as dysfunctional as families can be, you know, fussing and fighting and carrying on, it was never like that at that time. You know, everybody's in the car, we're enjoying the lights, you're hearing a whole lot of oohs and ahs, and it was just a wonderful time, wonderful time. So we dressed the house up all over. So Matthew is in charge of the outside, and in fact, I had thought that I would do a little bit of video. I planned to do our live stream on my phone so that I could go outside and show you guys, but he's not finished yet. Normally he's done by now. Normally the weekend after Thanksgiving he's got it finished, but not so much this year. He's running behind. So hey Bandana, hey Noah's Ark, how's it going? So yeah, you know, normally our routine is that on Black Friday, where everybody is running crazy at the stores, we are at home putting up the Christmas decorations, the tree, the lights, and all that good stuff. And then, you know, come the first day of December, we're flicking everything on. And, you know, it's not the same this year. So we've got the Christmas tree up, and it's lit up, and we have some lights on the house, and he's already turned them on, but he doesn't have all of his Christmas decorations up yet. So maybe by next Thursday's live stream, he'll have it done, and I'll be able to go out there and show you guys. So yeah, Tim, $20 is actually all, I don't know, maybe 30, but not much more than that. We try really hard to keep all of the other stuff turned off at that time. So goodness. Hold on, let me see. I just missed something. Vicky's getting ready to move. That's always fun. Wonderful Blessed Life has 2 Christmas babies coming in the next 2 weekends. Baby 1 for one sister and baby 5 for the other. Holy mackerel. Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, the Christmas lights are a big deal. We really enjoy doing it, and where our house is, it's up on a hill, and I say that loosely considering where we live. I mean, we're over here in Appalachia, so you know, it's not quite like the Blue Ridge Mountains, but you know, the Appalachians are hilly to say the least. So, but where we are is I don't know, it's a hill. It's a hill. But you can see our lights from a good mile away, which is really cool. But anyway, so we're up on a hill, and when you're driving up the road, you can see the house. It's all lit up, and it's really neat. And you know, we're kind of, I don't know, this area is interesting. Like, I can tell you that we're out in the country, and we are. However, we're in town too, because Talbot is like this long stretch of road that is most of the town. And then the rest of the town is on the other side of the highway. So, you know, all these little houses that run along these few roads over here are the town. So, you know, anyway, it's interesting if you're used to an actual like town. But anyway, so you know, there's not a lot of people that do Christmas lights anymore, it seems like. In fact, every year it seems less and less like people are putting them out. But that's our thing. That's what we do. And, you know, we enjoy it. So, and we hope that other people enjoy seeing them. So it's all good. Suburban says, I gave away a truckload of lights and decorations. I only kept the ornaments my son made when he was little and sentimental ornaments like baby's first. Yeah. You know, that when Shyler left, you know, it was different. It was really different. In fact, it kind of stunk a little bit for Hannah because, you know, I kind of got into a funk. And you know, it just didn't feel like the same. It didn't feel like Christmas, and you know, I missed the girls and to a fault actually. I mean, so much that Hannah kind of, I don't want to say she missed out. I mean, she's not lacking for anything, you know. She has everything she needs and a lot of what she wants, you know. I mean, that's, you know, but she you know, we just didn't do the stuff that we normally did, and we didn't do it with as much enthusiasm as we normally did. And so, you know, and I know that she was homesick for them too. She was missing them just like we were. But yeah, it was really hard. So this year I'm determined to pick it up and, you know, quit being a Wayne baby and just suck it up and be happy about it. So, but and you know, I mean, I am happy about it. I just miss the babies. And they're not even babies anymore. I need to quit calling them that. But Wonderful Blessed Life says, yeah, one school building for K through 12, about 30 kids per grade, and it is open to outside districts. I went to a school like that once. There were 75, 78 people in the whole building, and that was from 6th through 12th grade. All the kids in all the grades. So I only went there for about a year and a half or so. But where I live is they have a county high school, and it's kind of big. There's probably, I don't know, 100 and something kids in each graduating class, but maybe a little more than that. But it's for the whole county. So there's, I don't know, 6, 8 towns and some outlying neighborhoods and stuff like that. And then there are 3 middle schools in the county, and I don't know, 7, maybe 7 elementary schools altogether in the whole county. So where I live, the town itself only has I don't know, 4 or 5, 600 people in it. But you know. All right, Miss Nunda, thanks so much for stopping by. You have a good night. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of nice. I mean, it's really small, and you know, like somebody had said something about being able to see the stars. It's really nice for that. Um, but my goodness, eyes itching. I missed something else. I know I did. Wonderful Blessed Life says, I win small town award. Ours does not have a gas station or a stoplight. Ours doesn't either. Well, we have a couple of stop signs on side streets, but that's about it. But we do have an elementary school. And we don't have a gas station, but we've got a little, I don't know what they call it, a little country store, you know. They charge $5 for a loaf of bread and, you know, $6 or $7 for a gallon of milk so that you don't have to drive all the way into town. I think they have coffee and eggs there in the morning for the older folks, and maybe they have lunch sandwiches there. You know, a couple little tables in the middle of the room, and all around the room are the groceries. So they've got that there. It's over across the street from the elementary school. So Hey, Miss Kelly, Life of a Millwife is here. Yes, a little small market. That's exactly it. So it's really nice, though. You know, it's really nice. The really good thing about it, I'll tell you, is this. Our fire department is an all-volunteer fire department. It's right down the road from our house. It's about, I don't know, a mile and a half down the road from our house. It's on the main highway. I say main highway. It's actually just this little tiny 2-lane country road, but it's a main fairway through town. And it's totally volunteer, and everybody knows everybody there. The department knows pretty much everybody in the whole area. They know where everybody lives. And when you get directions from people here, it's not like you go down a mile and turn left on this road and then go down another mile and turn right on this road. It's you go down to Jim Bob's mama's house and hang a right and go down till the barn that's fallen in and then hang a left and you'll see Becky's so-and-so's trailer or whatever, and then that's where you're at. That's the directions you get around here. So if you don't know people, and they always say, well, you know where the old such and such used to be? And I'm thinking, well, you know, I wish I did, but I've not been here for 100 years. I've only been here for 6. So, but that's the big one for us, because folks are always saying, well, you know where oh such and such used to be, or oh so and so used to live up the road, you know. Sure. So the good thing about that is that we're starting to get to know where the old such and such used to be. Because we've heard it so much and we know now where they're talking about. So now we can say, well, the old such and such used to be here, but now it's this, you know. So that's the kind of directions you get. Wonderful Blessed Life says they're right by their fire department, so every time the siren goes off, the kids get woke up. Yeah. When they come down this way, it sounds like they're pulling up our driveway, because we live up on that hill and the sound just floats right on up the hill into the house. So yeah. I'm glad you're moving to the country, Miss Vicky. You're going to love it. Listen, we have had nothing but love for this place. Suburban grew up in the sticks. School bus stop was at the little grocery store so they could take things home if they needed. Yes, ma'am. Have a good night, pickers. We'll see you later. Pia says they're thinking of moving and buying a farm in Idaho or anywhere in the mountains. Well, you know, Miss Pia, I happen to know that there's mountains in East Tennessee. 10 miles outside of town, Vicky. That's cool. I'll tell you, the only thing, when we first moved out here, it was kind of tough getting used to the slower time frame. People are in no hurry whatsoever out here. None. I mean, like, when you say, hey, I need to have such and such done. I need a new roof put on my house. And you contact a roofer and say, I need to get a new roof put on my house. And so they're all, okay. And then maybe in a week or two, you'll get somebody out there. I wasn't used to that. That one took a little bit. I'm used to now, you know. All right, wonderful, blessed life. Have a good night. Suburban, let me tell you a funny story about Clinch Mountain. So, we got Matt's horse from Tazewell. Okay. We had planned to go up there and get this horse at 9 o'clock in the morning. We left Dandridge at 9 o'clock in the morning. We had this ratty old truck that was supposedly a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive truck that was going to pull a trailer and pull these horses no problem. It was Papaw's old farm truck that showed up. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a problem. Then the trailer we were going to pick up was up at Bull's Gap. And we were supposed to be picking up a little Featherlight 2-horse trailer. We went out into backwoods BFE to a pasture to pick up this trailer that thankfully still had good tires on it. It was a 4-horse steel trailer. So this truck had a hard time already pulling the trailer out of the pasture and driving up the road, and we hadn't even got started up Clinch Mountain. So we're driving up Clinch Mountain, and this truck is overheating, and it is creeping up the hill, like 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, creeping and crying the whole way up the mountain. We finally get to Tazewell. Truck cools off a little bit, and the fella that we got the horses from, oh, loads like a dream. Horse loads like a dream every time. Well, when we went up to look at her, she did load okay. And so we believed him. Okay, cool. We went to load her up. It took us 3.5 hours to get her and her baby on the trailer. So then, when we're leaving, just pulling out of the driveway, we're all sweaty and nasty and like, you know, had a hard time because we've been fighting with this mare and her baby. And so now we're going to take the long way around through Knoxville, through Strawberry Plains, to get back home, because we're not able to go up Clinch Mountain or back down Clinch Mountain because we're afraid that truck is going to burn up. So we go the long way around, and we get just my side of Strawberry Plains, and the truck poops out. So we had to call someone else to come and get the trailer so that they could get the horses back to the barn where they needed to be. Crazy. Now, meanwhile, as we're pulling out of the driveway, Matthew calls me up, and he says, hey, honey, I got some bad news for you. And I'm like, I can't handle any bad news right now. What's up, you know? Well, he had been working on his truck, and this was before we moved here. We lived in Dandridge at the time, and the driveway to our place in Dandridge was like this, literally. And he had the truck parked up at the top of the hill, and our garage is like right here, you know, so it's kind of like this, you know, and then the garage goes in. And so he had stepped into the garage to get a tool or something out, and he heard this loud pop, and he turned around and looked just to see the truck start backing down the hill. It had popped out of gear and had run down our driveway, and at the time we lived in a little subdivision, had run down the driveway, crossed the road, jumped the curb, crossed through the neighbor's yard, and popped into the foundation on their house. Had cleared, and I don't know how it happened, because there was like a 6-foot space between their deck and this big old rose bush that they had there. That truck squeezed in between that space, and the trailer hitch on the truck popped into the foundation on their house, and it pushed out like 8 of the concrete blocks for their foundation, pushed them in about 5 inches. So he had called to tell me that his truck had popped out of gear, rolled down the driveway, across the street, through the yard, and plowed into the neighbor's house. So in my mind, what I heard was our truck just took out somebody's garage and basement. You know, like I'm thinking the entire wall is gone and the house is falling in. That's what was going through my mind. You know, isn't it just like us to think the absolute worst? And so I'm like, oh man, are you okay? And he says, yeah, I'm fine. I wasn't in the truck. Okay. Is the house still standing? Yeah, yeah, the house is still standing. But it's bad. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to talk to you about this when I get home because we haven't even left Townsend yet or Tazewell yet. And he goes, oh man, okay. So yeah. So then all the way back through Straw Plains, and the truck's overheating and it's crying and whining and carrying on. And the horse in the back is going crazy because she doesn't want to be in the trailer either, so she's rocking it back and forth. By the time we got the horses to the barn and settled in, and got back to the house to take a shower, it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So almost, 18 hours? Over 18 hours we had been out trying to get a frickin' horse from the other side of Clinch Mountain. That is the first and last time I have been on Clinch Mountain. Now, the next day, um, I went out and took a look at the damage to the neighbor's place, and it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. It did move the blocks in a little. I mean, it had definitely pushed them in a bit. But they were still stacked on top of each other. They were still hanging in, and it didn't do any other damage to the house or the property, thankfully. It didn't even mess with the deck. It put a little scratch along the side, like where the corner of the deck was, where it had scraped the paint off his truck. The paint was right there, so I mean, it just grazed the deck, and the rose bush was still intact too. Excuse me, it was the weirdest thing I had ever seen. But anyway, we called to get a repair guy to come and take care of it. Ended up only being like $800 to fix the whole thing. And I was scared to death thinking that it was going to cost us thousands and thousands of dollars. You know, in my head, I was just thinking, this is it. We're doomed, you know. But anywho, goodness, I'm so sorry. You know, you guys are talking about home protection and things like that. It's getting crazy. It really, really is getting crazy. You know, even out here, even out in the country, it's starting to get bad. I mean, that's bad, you know. Yeah, it was definitely an adventure. And I'll tell you, we ended up naming the horse Journey because it was one heck of a journey to get her home. And that's kind of cheesy, but she needed a name and it was fresh in my mind. So yes, I can definitely appreciate that you grew up on the other side of that mountain. Oh, yeah, and you know, when I was working in the bakery, there was a fellow that came down to work with us, and he was from up there. And he worked at the Food City up there. And I don't know, I can't remember why he was coming down to train with us specifically, but he was going into management, I know. But anyway, you know, he talked about how wonderful it is up there, and oh, you should come and hang out. Nope. I got to cross that mountain. I ain't going. But I will tell you, it was absolutely gorgeous up there. But we're good. We're good with the foothills. I love going up into the mountains between here and South Carolina. But Matthew and the girls are so not about the trails and paths that you drive when you're up there. They are not about it at all. They would just as soon stay in the foothills. So, hey, Big Bear, how's it going? Miss Kelly, yes, I did. We made a video, and we're going to be posting it. Actually, if I can get it off my phone, I may get it posted tonight. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow sometime, so keep an eye out for it. You guys, I got to tell you this. Miss Kelly, Life of a Millwife, she sent us some treats from Canada, and we tried them out and did a little video on it, so you guys will be able to see it either tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, to be honest. But you guys will really enjoy it. Some of them were what do I want to say, surprising. And some of them were really yummy, and a couple of them were, I don't know about that. You guys will have to watch the video to find out about them, though. Yeah, Big Bear, you know, he's going to kill me for telling you guys that. He's saying, meh. So, what's actually funny about your package, Kelly, is, you know, I've been putting some things together for you. I haven't got it sent out yet, but it'll be coming out that way in a few days. But I put in there a bag of crunchy Cheetos, so you'll be able to taste our version of the ones that you sent down. So, but what's gross? Are you talking about the snacks that were in the box? There was one thing in there that was really bad. Weird bad. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, we've spent this whole time gabbing about a horse adventure and Christmas, which is nice. So, Funyuns. I have some in there. I have some in there. I like Funyuns. Okay, so moon pies. Yes. Listen, I'm telling her what's going to be in there now. There will be a chocolate moon pie in there. Remember, Kelly, when you got the package from Hope's Homestead and it had a banana one in there, and I had mentioned that the chocolate ones are really good. There's a chocolate one in there. So you'll be able to try a chocolate one. So Miss P is telling me hot tea, lemon and honey with a shot of brandy and roasted garlic in my chicken soup. Yes, ma'am. I will absolutely get on that. I've got some iced tea right here, but as soon as I get off here, I'll be getting some of that hot tea. I actually put together, I put a jelly jar with some diced up ginger, sliced lemon, and filled with honey every year. And I put it in the refrigerator, and you know, it's really good stuff. You put a couple scoops of it in a little teacup with some hot water and drink it like tea, and it's really good for you, and it does great for that. I just made some up the other day, and I'm trying to hold off to let it kind of incorporate a little better before I start using it. But I got started a little late this year. Normally, I would have it done probably by Halloween. But anyway, it is what it is, but I can still use some of it. Yes, definitely add ginger. Ginger is really good. You know, Suburban, I usually get a bag of that Horehound candy from Tractor Supply, and it doesn't really help much. I mean, it kind of helps with the cough a little, but not very much. But the lemon, ginger, and honey mix, that stuff works really good. And it'll usually clear it up in a few days. I'm just trying not to be a pansy and take it. I'm trying to stick it out because it's just kind of, What about Master Tonic? Listen, I'll tell you, that stuff probably does work wonders, and everyone swears by it, but I couldn't get past the crap that's in it. No. I don't do spicy anyways. Like it to me it sounds like it burns the flames of life out of your body. That's what it sounds like. I mean, it may not be that bad, but I can't do hot and spicy stuff anyway. Like Taco Bell is the extent of the hot and spicy for this girl. So I don't, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. But, yeah, pansy is a military word. Yes, I am a pansy. So, but yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, thank you. I honestly think that I would rather suffer through the crud than to burn my throat and body. Oh, Noah's Ark has never heard of Master Tonic. Okay, so basically all of the most disgustingly nasty things you can think of all mixed in together. Horseradish, garlic, cayenne. I mean, like, wowza. Okay, like bad stuff. But if you want to know more about Master Tonic, Rebecca from Justin Rhodes' channel, Justin's wife, Rebecca, she makes a Master Tonic. She did a video on how to make Master Tonic. Go check that out and find out what it is. Hello, Macho. He's got his Wilden shirt on. As you can see, the No Shave November. Huh. Jason was on here a minute ago. Oh. Goodness. There it is. That's right. There it is. Susan says Master Tonic, apple cider vinegar, garlic, jalapeno, ginger, and white onion. Blech. Suburban nose. Not you. Oh, yeah, Noah's Ark. Horseradish will clean your sinuses out. Ugh. Now, I am certain that is, as is true with pretty much any recipe you can think of, that there are various ingredients. Like Susan doesn't mention the horseradish or the cayenne, but she's got jalapeno on there. So you can see that there are different ingredients and they're all pretty much the same. Burn the blazes of your body. So yeah, no, I don't do spicy. I don't do spicy. So Craig can do 1,000 Alarm. No, not us. He can't either. He's not into hot and spicy either. So we keep things pretty mild around here. But now Shyler, my oldest girl, she likes hot, but not too hot. Like she can do, I guess she could do jalapenos. She likes jalapenos, okay. But maybe that's about it. So I don't know how spicy. That's not real bad, I guess, in the scheme of these hot peppers. But we just don't do it. This is photobomb. Yeah, exactly, Kelly. Kelly says your butt would burn after too. Susan says chop it up, stir daily, and it'll be ready in 3 weeks. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, you guys, there's this gal on YouTube, Laura something. I think that's her name. I honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what her name is because I don't pay attention to her name. But she uses the Snapchat filter, and her videos are always, I ain't doing it. Have you guys seen them? I mean, they're like 1 minute long, literally 1 minute. She has some little rant that she talks about. She goes on, and she's got these little, muttering under her breath comments that are hilarious. And then she always says, Look, I would rather, and whatever, some stupid crazy thing, than to deal with whatever it is that she's ranting about. I ain't doing it. And then she ends the video, right? They are hilarious. Hilarious. Yes, there is a Hobby Lobby in Morristown, Miss Susan. It's my favorite.
Not mine.
There's one in Sevierville now too. But yeah, there is one in Morristown. Is there one in Greenville? There must not be. That's why you're asking about Morristown, huh? We should really meet up for lunch sometime, or dinner, or whatever. What are you shaking your head about? You're not shaking your head about meeting up for lunch or dinner. You're just shaking your head to be shaking your head, aren't you?
Hobby Lobby, huh?
Oh, Hobby Lobby. He's not shaking his head about meeting up for lunch. He's shaking his head about Hobby Lobby.
Oh, I can eat all day.
They don't have one in Greenville. So yeah, maybe sometime if you come down to Morristown, I can meet up with you there, maybe, if you're interested. We can message each other on Facebook or something. So, hey, getting started on homesteading. How's it going? How's that start going? You know, it's funny, Suburban. You saying that. She says, thanks, Dana. Glad someone knows how to pronounce Sevierville because it's Vul, Sevierville. But when I say Knoxville, I tend to drag it out a little more, almost like Ville rather than Vol. So, anyway. I don't know how that happens, but it's actually only with Knoxville, pretty much with Knoxville. So, like Greenville, Sevierville, it's all good. Kevin shakes his head every time I say Michael's. Oh, Matthew's getting ready to try out another one of those treats, Miss Kelly. You want to tell her your thoughts on the treats?
They're good.
They're good.
All except for that one.
K-Town. Yeah, there you go. All except for what one?
There was one that wasn't.
The maple leaves.
Yeah.
He didn't.
It was a gummy.
Oh, the gum.
The gummy tasted like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Or something.
Yeah, we had mixed responses to the gummies, Kelly. They were interesting. No, we're not in Kentucky. We're in Tennessee. And it is 9:06. So Tim Beverly must have left without saying goodbye and didn't bother to give us our 9-minute warning, our 5-minute warning, our 4-minute warning, our 2-minute warning. So we're late. Yeah, Belton. I'm with you on that one, Susan. Yeah, the first time I went through there, I called it Baileyton, and my friend Michaela laughed at me and proceeded to tell me, no, it's Belton. And Burgoynesville over by there. See, there I go with the Ville again. But I don't know if I looked at it wrong or what, but I pronounced it Surgeonsville, and she laughed at me. So Suburban, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. We're just outside of Morristown, so you know we can meet up with you. We haven't been to Mascot in a while. We actually got our Abby, my Palomino mare from Mascot. So, well, guys, it is 9:07. It is really, really late. I'm supposed to be out of here by 9 o'clock because I like to make sure that I'm closed off by the time Pratt's come on. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, and it's time to say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night,
Shay.
Gracie.
Matt says goodnight, Gracie. Shay Smiles is in Tennessee too. That's cool. You should have come to the to our meet and greet. Yeah, our meetup. We'll probably do some other kind of meetup maybe again in the spring. So maybe more of you guys can come out and see us then. So Oklahoma is in the house. How's it going, Dutch? You're here just in time for me to say hello and goodbye, my friend. Pratt Family Homestead is on, so so we're out of here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We really appreciate y'all. We really do. So y'all have a good night. We'll talk to you guys next week. See you later.